So now I'm going to show you how we can filter our pictures in database using a user ID that we created. I also want to show you the different way of getting user ID. Before we just passed it from our client, but now we will try to get it from our token. As you remember, we already pass our token with every request in the authorization header. So what we're gonna do is, here where we are getting our event, we will get authorization from event headers. Oh, what I'm doing? Yeah, so like this. And then we can just split it by space and get this second element in this array. So how to get our user ID from this string? We have a special library for that, special package, AWS JWT verify. So let's install it, and now we will use this library to verify our token. So let's import it. And let's create a verifier, an instance of our verifier. And here we will need our user pool ID. And you remember we've got our constants here. Yeah, so we can just get this user pool ID. And we also need client ID that we would also get from this one. And the last thing here that we need is token use parameter that should be access. So now we can take this verifier and then go to our token and just verify token. So let's now see what we're getting here. And where is our user? So we're getting our username and our user attributes, but we can't read them. Let's just stringify. So we're gonna just do this and test it again. So let's scroll down. Okay, let's add here a wait. So yes, we had to add our await to this request because it's asynchronous as well. And you see we're getting our user that has just a bunch of stuff, including this sub that we're using as an ID and the username. So now we can just get user ID from this user, or we can even shorten it a little bit and do it this way. And yes, that's our user ID, and we don't need to pass any extra parameters from our front end as we did before, because we already have it in our token. And when we decode, when we verify the token, we can just get what we need. We're gonna filter pictures by this user ID, and we already have some kind of filter here that filters by label. And what if we do the same thing? You see here where we have this empty object. So let's try to add here our filter for user ID. It is just a temporary place. We will do it properly, but now I just want to test if it's gonna work. User ID. Oops. And it's gonna be user ID equal user ID. So same thing, and now let's try and see if we get any error, and just in case I will restart my backend, because sometimes it still gets stuck. And you see we refreshed our pictures and we are getting just one picture only for this user. And let's test another user that we created last time. I think it was this one and this one, or not. Was it test 3? Yes. And we are getting picture that belongs only to this user. But if we just click on the tag, we get two pictures, because here we have this condition that if label, we filter only by label. But we want to filter both user ID and label. So how do we do that? We just add this thing here, and here we're adding and passing it here. So let's see if it will work. Yes, it works for both albums where we are querying by label, and for the all picture thing. So I added a few more pictures of the parrot just to check that our filtering still works as expected. So here we are on the main page and we see all the pictures, and if you pay attention you can see that this one doesn't have a tag parrot. So if I click on the parrot here, it should filter out the one picture without it, and it works. It shows only pictures of this user and only ones that have tag parrot. So of course this is not very beautiful because we're just repeating this piece of code, and we will refactor it, but I want to make a dedicated video to refactoring. We implemented filtering by user ID. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching my tutorial. Let me know if it was useful for you. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Bye!